Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Alonso, Francis, Bibbs. Scream continues. We're up to episode 5. Exposed.
Can I start something?
Endorsement right off the bat.
Can I start something with this clip? Right. So can I take you guys back to the scene in which I believe they're talking about the mayor and how who's basically blackmailing him, and he gets a pen and goes, Will, and then underlines it. I'm like, one, is that a hard name to remember?
I'm not going to remember that.
At least he's going to put down like his full name.
Well,
I was just like, oh,
I've had a hard time remembering the names of the characters on this show. Maybe he has as well.
That's a tricky thing, though, because as a cinematic storyteller, you want to make it clear that not only is the mayor listening into the conversation, but that he's believing, what is it, Jake? He's believing what the kid is saying.
Yeah.
So you want to indicate that somehow, but it's hard to do it without making him look like he can't remember one guy's name.
Maybe he could have gotten the daughter's yearbook and circled
throughout his eyes.
I will say this show misdirected me. I thought, okay, Brian Batt, it must be a gay subplot. No, murder.
Yeah, I wrote that down. Well, the mayor's not gay. All right,
we think.
I guess to go back to a positive note, I like Jake because he's the only character that I know fine well where he's going. He's so douchey, but he's got. He's got an ulterior
I wrote down
motive.
more of Jake and Will beating each other up, please, because I don't like either of them.
But to be honest, like when both of them are arguing with each other, like I honestly believe that me and Bibbs could do a better job of like arguing over the last cup of coffee. Like when they're arguing over the severe life-changing decisions, I never believe that they're really upset. No, don't you give me that cup of coffee.
Hey man, I thought you said it was over.
You said this is done.
It's interesting, though, that we talk about, because one of the things, just talking about visually and how like the Will thing was stupid, I feel like one of the things this show needs is a clearer visual style, like a more distinctive look. It just looks so generic. A lot of the film, like this is a horror show. I know it's also a soap opera, and that's great. But it is also a horror show, and there's something about just so banal about the way it's lit and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I think I see what they were getting at. They're just trying to suck us in this generic TV way and then give us a better story. But the horror needs to work.
Yeah, I mean, because the original Scream was also set in a fairly, anonymous suburb, but they still managed to sort of like find the shadows and the whatever to sort of give it a little bit of a creepy touch. And yeah, this movie, I think maybe in the pilot they made more of an effort with that.
Well, they have more time with the pilot.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah.
And
And they're hiring good directors on this show. I mean, like Brian Danley has done a couple of episodes.
I think Lee Janiak's doing an episode. I'm really excited
Tim
about
Hunter,
that.
So they've got better people behind the camera than in front, I think, in some cases. But anyway,
yeah, they did it for one scene in particular. You know, with the vigil at the start, and she's seen the mask. Like, more of that. If you're at least gonna give us some dramatic suspense, at least introduce the mask more. I think we've seen it about 3 times overall, and for a show that I expected to be kind of on my edge about, who's this week's going to be killed? They haven't killed anyone in 2 episodes. I don't think that's such a bad thing, but I just don't see anyone that is potentially going to be killed off now because they're not really giving us an idea.
They're running out of characters.
Yeah, running out.
My thing with that Candlelight Vigil, though, boy, I saw this. The first few episodes I watched just on Hulu. I missed them. My DVR didn't record them. So this is the first one I actually watched on MTV. And at the beginning of the Candlelight Vigil, this quiet moment, it builds to something suspenseful, but at first it's very sad, and we're really trying to get you into the characters, and then the little thing pops up in the bottom of the screen. The song you are listening to is this.
Yes.
It's available here, and I'm like, wow, pop-up video is not conducive to drama.
Take me out of that moment. Thank you, MTV.
Ruined it. Jesus.
So, all right, so what have we learned this week? Apparently, high schoolers are still scandalized by sex tapes, which I thought everybody was fucking on their phones. Maybe not. I guess we haven't gotten there yet.
I'm pretty sure you don't send them out to the entire school.
Probably not.
I'm pretty sure that's bad.
It happens on Degrassi all the time. That's all I know.
Well, at least we got to see her dramatic turnaround where she was like, oh my God, everyone see me, and then she just started making out with smolderingly handsome guys in the hallway.
Right.
As if he wasn't enough of a rebound already.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we also learned that Emma is all that.
Yeah.
She's all that reference because of the bet with the thing and the.
Oh, the bet!
The bet!
That was the first time in a while we've had like a moment that felt like it belonged in Scream. It's like a bad romantic comedy, except it's not a meet cute, it's a meet sick twisted.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds like something Kevin Williamson would have written.
Sure,
That's
yeah,
true.
so it's self-referential.
And it feels like, and it is true. Like I'm glad finally there's something, anything, a show, movie, whatever, in which someone has a relationship built on a lie, and then the other one says, fuck you. And not like, fuck you, and then I forgive you because what we built was real. Like, you could ever trust it ever.
Yeah, how many years have we been going out and you didn't bring this up ever?
I don't know if this is something that I'm more used to, but like back home, sometimes you're out with a friend.
All of these relationships are built online.
Sometimes you're out with a friend and your friend will go like, I bet you can't go over and make out with that girl. Is that not like similar to the same thing?
There's an extent, but there's a difference between I bet you won't go over there and say hi or hit on her or whatever, and I bet you can't sleep with her in 2 weeks, and then building a relationship on that.
It's like that Kids in the Hall sketch where the guy picks up a prostitute and like keeps paying her. Like he cuts to years later and they have grandchildren and she's still like, give me my money. It's like at some point you kind of have to fess up to this stuff or it's not going to work out. We have a new state police investigator, Lorraine Brock, which I wrote on my notes, Lorraine Brock. Oh.
Boom.
Well, what kind of name is that? Like, how do you not give a character that name and not make us immediately think of, it's the analyst from the Sopranos?
She has a checkered past with the sheriff.
Right.
And he admits to Emma's mom that, he did some bad things and that he did pills. They were a little non-specific about that. But what I love about it is, as he's saying that he's squeaky clean, he is wiping glasses. Like, I thought that, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it made me laugh. I don't know.
I was about to be obviously the bearer of bad news and be like, why does everyone always need to be so upset about someone coming in to help the case? Because in every movie, someone comes in and goes, yeah, we're going to have to take over this case.
Jurisdiction,
and then you're like, oh no, this happens. And then obviously we find out that they've got some past, so that kind of cleans up that a little bit. But if I was dealing with a serial killer, I'd be like, all right, come on, more people the merrier. We need to find out who this guy is.
Quickly.
That's one of the things that they actually compare the show to Twin Peaks in this episode, the events of the series anyway. And that's one of the things I always liked about Twin Peaks. There's a killer in Twin Peaks. Dale Cooper shows up. The sheriff's like, oh, thank God, someone who knows what they're doing. And they're really helpful. Yeah. And it's great. This doesn't have to be this big dick swinging contest.
Right, everybody gets peeing on their territory.
We're trying to solve a problem. More help is good.
Yeah,
thank you. The podcaster, whose name I still haven't picked up on.
Therapist.
Yes.
Providing alcohol to minors.
Right.
First off, she has a really cute coat. I mean, like Hannibal cute. Like that coat. It looks like something Joyce Heiser would wear in Just One of the Guys. Like, it's really, really cute. But we learned her origin story a little bit.
Right.
Where her father died and she asked questions. And I just immediately started writing down Emma's sister.
Yeah, I was
probably daughter of the killer. Because they were vague and asked no follow-up questions. So we'll get to it later.
I guess that to turn it in more of a positive light is that I start to have fun now guessing, because while Emma's guessing, you're guessing naturally as well. So when she received that was a kind of cool image when she was giving the speech and someone sent her a picture of herself. That's kind of creepy because you're like, all right, and then when they're sending her recordings, they're all around her, so you're starting to think who could be there. I think we now kind of know who's next to die. She's definitely going to be the mayor because now that he's he's obviously a suspect amongst their mind. He's probably going to die so that it rolls him out.
I think they're going to milk it for a little bit, though. I think he's
He's got to pursue Will now. So
I don't remember his name.
He's too much of a potential dramatic threat, a foil for them to kill him off right away. I think that would be a mistake. I think you want to use him for like 2 episodes or so to just make life harder for everybody and then get rid of him.
I was about to make a bet with you on camera and be like, I bet $10 2 episodes, but you said
2 episodes. I say 2 episodes.
Yeah, well, there's no bet.
Now, what I am liking about this show is Audrey and not Jamie Kennedy being like the little Bobbsey twins.
Yes,
with their investigating, I find them kind of charming. And
that was a funny scene with the teacher. She's like, you can't just go through his laptop, and she's like, well, he's went through everyone else. He's like, okay, just let me do it. And he goes over and does it out.
I think the moment, because I was a little hazy on when they revealed the teacher's been spying on everyone. I'm not entirely sure how that works. I don't think they explained that as clearly as they could have. But I was first keyed into that beyond the fact that they say with one of his students that teacher is an a-hole. Is when, so everyone's being cyberbullied about their sexual stuff. Today we're reading the Scarlet Letter. Yes. And a lot of times in a movie or a TV show, whatever people are talking about or referencing will be sort of thematically linked. There's a difference between in The Nightmare on Elm Street, when they do the bad dreams speech from Shakespeare, and the teacher's saying, oh, you're being bullied because you were sexually promiscuous? Read this. What a dick. What a horrible human being that is.
Sometimes the zeitgeist just hands you something, and a good teacher will take advantage of that sort of thing and make reading come alive.
Yeah.
But back to I also liked, and I choose to think that this is not another teen movie reference.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Noah's failed slow clap.
Oh, that was amazing. That's that one guy that does it every single episode.
That's like
the guy, and then someone does it at the end. And they
I
just start
defend that
beating
movie.
each
That's
other.
the one good, not another blank movie. Like that movie is really spot on.
It's worth it for Molly Ringwald's speech at the end.
Yes, it's so great.
Yeah. But Noah again is encouraging. I think his character's coming. I think that I was going to say that I was going to be nitpicky and be like, he seems to get over the problems very quick, but they can't have him sit in despair for the full season because he's their most believable character, one of their best narrators. I'd say.
That's the thing. I mean, people get over stuff on TV shows all the time, whether it's a broken arm or a dead mom. The next week they're fine.
Yeah.
Because the show has to progress. You can't the audience has
You
lives.
can't dwell and linger.
The audience can dwell on their own problems, but someone else's problems that only pop up once in a while, we're just like, oh, Christ, get over it.
Yeah.
Like, that died a month ago. What the hell? Like, I'm supposed to get over it? Yes, you're on a TV show. So
do we
solve mysteries?
That's why we hate the kid on the strain so much.
Yeah.
So we're going to be a little critical of how easily Emma trusts new smoldering guy. Because, to be honest, she's met him once or twice in the first 2 episodes. He disappeared. Had to go and take care of some business, and then he comes back.
Well, he is the son of the sheriff, you know.
Who's dating her?
Who's dating her own
mom.
mother, and that's not creepy at all.
That sounds like a plot of a porno movie. That, I don't know about any of that.
No, thank you.
It is weird, and that's the sort of thing where I'm just like, are they going to address that? Because that's a weird setup. But yeah, that dude's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
Like the first time he sees her again, he hasn't seen her in 2 episodes. He was just like, "What are you doing?" "I'm attacking you."
Yeah.
Like. No.
Oh, too soon.
Don't do that.
Way
no.
too soon, yeah.
There's a killer on the. No.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
Not funny.
Don't do
All
that.
right,
Not cool.
so we remain engaged, but
Engaged.
It's starting to pick up the pace. More stuff is happening.
Definitely.
There were a couple episodes where it was really dry, and here it's just every scene there was like something revealed, something new, something moves forward, and that was good. This is becoming a more entertaining show, and I finding it more and more interesting.
And they're certainly giving us an array of red herrings from whom to choose.
Yes,
so,
and
that's always good.
I would like to see more development on the characters that have the most screen time. Like Emma, I'd like to see at least some sort of. But when you get the characters like Jake, as I mentioned, he's probably I'm most engaged in watching him because it's clear that he's got douchey ulterior motives that I can buy into at least.
I thought you were going to say relate to. I was like, no.
So the
I
fact that
can't relate
he is
to him.
100% douche.
Yeah,
is
it's like,
what you
all
want.
right, this guy's a douche. This girl, I don't know what's going on. One minute she's scared fretless, next minute she's telling the killer she's going to kick his ass through the phone. I don't know what way we're going.
Well, it's puberty. You go through mood swings. What are you going to do? All right, Scream.
What's up?
So yeah,
If someone doesn't die in the next episode, I want my money back.
There you go.
they'll be back next week, and so will we.